What's this? The ceremony Makino was talking about? It hurts? What's that supposed to mean? The ceremony... Don't tell me it involves human sacrifice. When you think of human sacrifice, the Mayan civilization is what comes to mind. In order to offer tribute to the god of the sun, it said that they would paint a human being blue and gouge their still beating heart. But ceremonies like that should have been in ancient history by now, and in the first place, we're in Japan here, you know. That is true, this is not America. Everything that's going on, I'm pretty sure you would not see in American societies, or Japan societies either, but I mean, it's close enough. It's hard to believe, but if Michiru happens to have painted her body blue, then it's bingo. What? She's emerged? I immediately tumble my way across the hall with a skillful shoulder roll, hide myself in the shadows, and silence the sound of my breath. Ugh. Or whatever 2 exclamation marks mean. In this moment, I know fear. Not the fear of death or the fear of darkness. This is, in fact, a variety of terror completely new to me. To explain in its nature concisely, what the hell is this? Michiru's body was not, in fact, dyed blue, which is all well and good, but rolls of cling wrap are draped all around her head. From inside, a mysterious sap drips out in globs. Just as Makina said, Michiru's eerie, irregular movements are reminiscent of a space alien. This must be the particular variety of terror that accompanies a close encounter of the third kind. If I'm discovered, all bets are off. It's that sort of fear. Michiru wanders around the hallway with vacant eyes. Her cries are truly bizarre. Is she receiving a message? Or could that shriek itself be her transmission to the stars? It's fucking weird. Michiru draws near. Her lips are trembling violently, and her eyes seem to have rolled back in her head. That's fucking weird. She passes my hiding place and wanders off somewhere. It's been a long time since I wished so desperately from the bottom of my heart. Please don't find me. She's left a slimy trail behind her, like a slug. I thought she was nothing more than a tsundere wannabe. To think she can conduct such a mysterious ritual. Clearly, I need to handle her with more caution. If it isn't Sakaki, let me ask you instead. What are you doing standing up like that? As for me, I was just taking evasive action in response to a certain crisis. Kiki? So, 大変なのね. I stand up, brushing off the dust my clothes picked up during my roll across the floor. Incidentally, what are your thoughts on extraterrestrial life? I know it's a difficult question, but I want to organize my own thoughts on the matter. Please let me hear your opinion. Sakaki answers my sudden question without hesitation. What? 宇宙からのファーストコンタクト。それは思いもよらない形から始まる。最初は予兆、そして接触。So she does believe in them. 人間たちは未知の恐怖に怯え、理解よりも警戒が勝ってしまう。その結果、人々は安らかな睡眠のために武器を手に取ることを選択するのよ。A battle for survival, huh? Sometimes there's no room for any other choice. And there's an old saying, the first blow is half the battle. でもナポレオンはこう言ってる。戦いは最後の5分間にある。Ooh. I see where you're going with this. 宇宙戦争は人類の敗北という形で幕を引く。恐怖から逃れるために武器を取ることは間違っている。と。Oops. I guess she can also speak kind of slow. Novel? Oh, we were talking about a book? 当たり前じゃない。宇宙人についてなんて急に言われても答えようがないもの。I see. My bad. いいえ、別に。だけど、これからは廊下での匍匐前進は慎みなさい。Probably doesn't attract the best attention. Crawling is it? True, the low crawl, they teach every SDF grunt is a method of advancing with your body pressed flat on the ground, so it's not surprising you'd see it that way. But I didn't advance with a single meter, did I? Your powers of observation are still lacking, Sakaki Yumiko, my friend. That was what we call the prone position.
来年に宇宙戦争が起こるというのは本当でしょうか?
And obviously someone has to pop out of literally nowhere. Oh, it's Sachi. What, you were listening?
すみません。立ち聞きをしていたわけではないのですが、偶然耳に入ってしまって。
Sachi's anxious expression suggests she took my conversation with Sakaki completely seriously. I say that depending on the contents of Michiru's reports, if she really is sending transmissions into space, their contents will decide our fate.
ミチル様が宇宙と交信を？それは初耳です。
Humankind ravages nature and slaughters innocent animals to eat their corpses. If the aliens learn of our savage ways, we won't get off easy. If you want, we can go watch the crucial moment together.
はい、お供させていただきます。
I don't even know what's going on anymore. Oh. There, you see? Hey, careful. Get any closer and you'll be in danger.
あの姿を見たのは初めてではありませんが、いつも通りショッキングです。
Listen, observe with caution. Can you see how her eyes have rolled back?
はい、白目を向いています。
Probably a sign she's under the control of the mothership.
母艦から。さすが風見さんです。そんなことがわかるなんて。
Yeah, these powers of perception are pretty incredible. I'll say so myself. Well, it's only fuck, I can't even speak. My English abilities are very low, though. Well, it's only a hypothesis for the moment.
あれは何ですか？ひどく体をビクンビクンさせていますが。
She may well be fighting with someone in the spirit world, but in the end, we're merely spectators. We can do nothing but watch over her battle.
ミチル様、大変な状況だったんですね。私、そんなこととはつゆ知らずにおりました。
No, I wouldn't go that far. Then again, we can also interpret this in a very different way.
と言いますと?
That's a dance.
ダンス?
At a glimpse, it may look like she's going into convulsions, but there's also the possibility that she's simply working on her moves.
頭から液体を垂らしながら踊りの練習。ミチル様は一味違いますね。
If you think of it as a modern dance expressing her inner self, I'd say that this is actually pretty spot on.
ですが、ミチル様がダンスに精通しているなんて知りませんでした。踊っている姿を拝見したことがあまりないもので。
Amane didn't pick up those cooking skills in a day either. Expertise is the result of hidden dedication to your craft. In other words, Michiru is sowing the seeds here and now for the future flowering of artistic accomplishment. Okay, the movement of this thing is getting really annoying.
あんな必死なお顔で、ミチル様の努力には感服いたします。いつか素敵な暗黒舞踏を見せていただきたいものです。
ねえ、二人で仲良く何してるの？
Shh! Keep it quiet.
今、ミチル様のダンスの練習を見学していたところです。
ダンス？どれどれ？ああ、なんだいつものあれじゃない。またやってるのね。
That time of the month. Oh god, I knew it was getting worse as you grow older. Doesn't it just bring a tear to your eye?
まあ、それはそうね。でも、ちょっと怖くて見たくないな。
Don't you understand the magnificent of those movements? These steps express the terror of an invasion from outer space. Truly avant-garde.
わかんないわよ。ただ痛みを我慢してるようにしか見えない。
I don't even know what that is. To think your I don't know what that is either. Would extend to the fine arts as well.
ちょっと待ってよ。待って何よ。待って。私不干渉じゃないでしょ。
Oh, really?
何よもう。
あまねさん、 言ってしまわれましたね。
What a sad human being. Can't even appreciate this work of fine art. Or whatever it is, since I'm basically just making stuff up here.
なるほど。
Okay, we bored yet?
いえ、まだ観察したいと思っています。
I see, so you're passionate. I'm bored. Frankly, I got bored about 2 minutes in.
そうですか。では、私も掃除を続けたいと思います。それでは、失礼いたします。
What the fuck? That word got completely messed up. That's weird. Good work. If you observe any dramatic changes with Michiru, make sure to report them to me.
はい。
As I'm leaving, it occurs to me that Michiru's movements are also similar to those of a zombie. If that woman is in fact one of the undead, I suppose I'll have to put a bullet in her head. Compared to walking the earth as the living dead, I'm sure she would want it that way. This game is literally giving me a fucking seizure. She's just dyeing her hair, and I guess that process is tough. When you take a walk like this, you realize just how wide a range of shops there is in this town. Just for food, we've got butchers, fishmongers, greengrocers, and convenience stores. There's even 2 large supermarkets on either side of the station. In the town I was living in before, there was of course a shopping area, and its scale was adequate to avoid any problems in my daily life, but it was overall a pretty compact district, and most of the stores were small, family-owned businesses. Doesn't even bear comparison to what you'd find in a town fairly close to the metropolitan... I don't even know what that is. I struggle to say big words. Just so... It goes to show you how much, I don't know with the English language. I don't intend to estimate the wealth of the town by its facade alone, but looking at the number of chic retailers of clothes, jewelry, and other non-essential luxury goods, you'll naturally get an idea of this place's relatively high-class population. So as for what I'm currently doing in this affluent town, I had been on my way to buy curtains for my windows, heading to a hardware store Amine told me about. Had been. Yeah, past tense. I noticed a certain abnormality. I gotta say these words a lot slower if I want to say them at all. About 10 minutes ago. Specifically, someone was on my tail. I thought my imagination might have been acting up at first, but when I abruptly changed my course just to be safe, they came charging after me in a panic. There's no way this is a coincidence. There are 3 pursuers, since they're following me in a group rather than dispersed individually. It's incredibly easy to tell. Pretending to look into the show window of a watch shop along the street, I casually glanced at their faces. But they weren't familiar in the slightest. As for a group with a grudge against my workplace, they seemed far too sloppy and dim-witted. Basically, they just looked like a bunch of juvenile delinquents. Although naughty lads like this exist in any town, it feels like you actually find more of them in well-off places like this, and they tend to be of a particularly ugly variety. They say the poor can't afford manners, but I find that living in a place where everything you need is dropped in your lap tends to twist people in its own way. Forget about hard work, and it's easy to fall into warped ways of thinking. Well then, what to do? What reason would they have for following me around? Although I've been thinking it over for a while, nothing has come to mind. In which case, it would probably be best to ask them directly. Guess I'll lure them into some nice dark alley. Looking around my surroundings perfectly casually, I'm startled when someone unexpected catches my eye.